how do you think 55 is midlife? Like, oh my God, like
You meet me at 75, I'm still going to talk about midlife then also. Like, who tells us this is midlife and, as age goes by, you have to act a certain way? No.
I believe if there is a woman who is really, wanting to go for what she wants, but all that's lacking is that she needs a kickstart.
You can't be sitting there constantly and thinking things will settle down for us. There's always that still, calm, very, very smooth face after the storm. Children and husbands and the family, with or without you, will run. Try to touch people's life that gives you a reason to look forward for the next day.
So, Auntie, it's actually such a pleasure connecting with you after such a long time, because we generally don't get to do this at all.
I know.
Yeah. So, because you are also very busy, and
you become a superstar now, and I'm
and
so
you've seen
proud
me
of
from
you.
when I was in school.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Know you from you were in
Yeah.
school, and now
Yeah.
I'm really, really proud of you,
Thank
of what
you.
you have done with yourself.
Thank
You have
you.
an identity now, and so proud
you.
of you, baby.
Thank you, Auntie. So, Auntie, so I must tell this. You shouldn't like hate me for this. So,
Okay.
The audience must know that you are 55. Okay.
Yes.
So, but I don't think so anybody would believe that you're 55, because not
Thanks,
just,
baby.
physically, not just on the outside, but from inside, you are like, you're very energetic. You're like, anywhere you're there, like even for the shoot today, like when I called you, you were not hesitant at all. Like you were not hesitating. You were like on it, like you're coming for it. So what is your secret behind, being like this energetic and youthful person, both on the outside as well as inside?
See, you know that in my program I meet a lot of women of all age groups. So what happens is, when I get to talk to them, I understand there is, like, we always feel as women, okay, I have a child, I've settled down, and beyond this point, what do I do, is the kind of question they all have. It's like very comfortable, content, and we expect the man of the family to run around. That's what I have seen in my early days, like 27 years in my profession. But these days, everybody is equal. But, it's kind of given me an insight as to I'm not going to be like any of them. And when I hit 55, I had this midlife crisis, and I think, oh, I'm going to be 60. I don't want to have those, the bra bulges and have this diabetes and BP. I thought I was not going to get there. So I started running reverse. This attitude has been with me for a longer period of time. Here, I should talk about Sanjana, because she gets me to do what all the 20s and 30s will do. We went to Interlaken. She made me jump from the helicopter. I did 40,000 parachute, the jump, the free dive. I did. She puts me into water.
Wow.
I don't know swimming, so scuba diving. So I think it's also the family which kind of supports you to be who you are. But then, apart from what the family supports, it is that energy and that aspiration has to come from within you.
Absolutely. Yes.
No?
Yes.
You talk about self-love. We all talk
Yes.
about self-love. So it's like, I've given this beautiful life. I've been gifted with this beautiful life. I'm going to live it to the fullest. Just basically have the zest for life, because life itself is a gift, right? I truly, truly believe in it.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow, I mean, while we are sitting and talking here, we don't know who's losing their life. I always think of that, So every day is a boon to all of us. So live it to the fullest, no complaints, absolutely, just content with whatever I have. So try to touch people's life. That gives you a reason to look forward for the next day. Keep your life challenging. It's not like, okay, I want to be a couch potato. I'm going to be watching TV, and okay, I'm going to cook, and I'm going to run. Children and husbands and the family, with or without you, will run. It'll all operate very smoothly. By end of it, when you sit back and think, it is what you have done to yourself, right?
Absolutely.
What have I done to myself? What have I achieved? So I think that's a kind of aspiration, inspiration, which was inculcated by my grandfather. I would say a great, great man. All the upbringing also matters.
True. True.
I know, I can
Mm.
see you here, and I know you've done so well. And every time when I hear, like, people comment about you, she's doing really well, I feel really nice. I feel it's
Thank
like
you.
my achievement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie.
Mm.
So, Auntie, while you were talking, you mentioned that you are hitting midlife crisis. So, you're 55 and you're talking about midlife crisis. Whereas, my friends, people who are of my age, we all think 35 to 40 is when we are going to hit midlife, is what we used to assume. So, that's the mindset I believe we all have.
Mm.
So, how do you think 55 is midlife? Like, oh my God, like, are you like youthful from like within, from when you were born or something like that? This is the first time I'm hearing somebody say 55 is midlife.
You meet me at 75, I'm still going to talk about midlife then also.
Okay.
Because I think life is like who tells us this is midlife, and as age goes by you have to act a certain way. No, you are born, I mean, it's all the norms that's been formed, and people just say for whatever benefit. But if you're here to live your life, you want to live your life.
True.
You have a purpose to your life. I'm not going to be living life what others want me and look at me the way they want me to. No, they can go live their life, they can be happy with their life. I'm going to take it in my hands, right?
Super.
So this midlife, when it comes, I think this goes with men and women. Even they say men have, oh, you hit 40s and then, no, you never stop growing and you never stop learning. And as you keep learning, there's so much in the world that keeps you going on your toes. Even now I'm doing, after you inspired me and I wanted to go do a course, so I'm still doing. Now I want to go scuba diving. That's what I'm
Wow.
planning. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So because I don't know swimming, so I want to rise above all of it. So every day, what makes you get up in the morning? Okay, I have to send my child. Okay, I have this work to do. All of us have that agenda, right? But make that agenda that revolves around you also, which women seldom forget. They think, okay, we are all the soul of the house, all that said and done. Okay, your soul is yours, right? Don't you feel that you have to enrich it?
True.
So I think I work that way.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And also, you did mention that, your husband and your children, even in your absence, they are still going to be fine. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. Many women, I mean, almost, I believe many of us, including me at times, I mean, now that I'm working, it's become quite different in the past 4 years of me, starting a business of my own. But then, earlier, even I used to have the same mindset where we all believe that that is never going to be possible. Like the child and the husband, somewhere they will not function as, as effectively as they are, if we are absent. So like how do you think women should start looking at this? Because there are so many women who come to me, they want to start a career, but their main limit, the limiting belief that they have, the main limiting belief that they have is that, Malika, I cannot focus on my career because I have a family to take care of, and my family is my priority. I cannot let go of them. My husband is into business, he is already earning good money, and I don't think so they can operate in my absence. So that is the main reason that stops them. So what is your take on that?
Okay. Firstly, when I always ask women, like, okay, I want to buy your jewelry, okay, and then if he's going to say no, not this month, you make sure, you somehow make sure, okay, I want to go on a trip, you make sure that it gets done. All right. When women say things like this, it's actually, if I want, you're a go-getter, I'm a go-getter, because we want it, we run towards
Yeah.
it. Here, the minute you start thinking, is it going to be possible? And I start giving excuses, which means I'm not there. So I'm very comfortable. I'm in a comfort zone. You have to break the shackles. You have to move out of your comfort zone. So all of us have children, right?
Yeah.
So it is our duty to take care of the family. Likewise, the men. Okay. So if the man is not there, you'll operate. Okay. He's gone off
Yes.
abroad for a month too. You'll still operate.
Yes.
So when you went out of country, the child was sent to school.
Yes.
She was properly fed. She was
Yes.
taken care of.
Yes.
So that's how it is. So I think please stop living in this bubble thinking, oh, I am everything. Sorry. We are everything for us, but people are everything to themselves.
That's true.
Go Go chase your dreams. That's so important.
Mm.
Whether when I say this, just not for women, for men also.
Mm.
Don't just tie yourself to something and think. If you want it, you will make it a point to get it.
Mm.
So if you don't want it, then we start
We
looking
find
for
excuses,
excuses.
yes.
So which means that's
And
not your
excuses that
priority.
we ourselves will believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I will tell my students is one thing that, when women are giving excuses, they will give it so beautifully that even I'll start believing in them.
Yeah.
I'll start believing in your excuses is what, I used
When
to tell them.
lies and excuses
Yeah.
are said again and again and again, it becomes truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because that's how your mind functions, right?
Yes.
So even like in my fitness class, I keep telling people, ma'am, I can't. It's like what you tell your mind, your body is going to believe.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
run 1,000 kilometers, think nothing is working. It's not going to reflect on you.
True.
So you can just stand there in the mirror and say, I'm going to get that body shape. You get it.
Mm.
You see? So it's all in the mind, end of it. And whose mind is that?
Yeah.
Yours.
Yes.
So no excuses. Excuses doesn't help anyone. Your excuses doesn't help you.
True.
So get out of that. No excuses. So even if something fails, it's like I always say, okay, failed, you learn. Without failure, there's going to be no, you're not going to gain those experience and knowledge to make yourself a better person. Next, either it's in family or business, right? So I keep saying, fail, it's okay. What next? That's what you should think.
Yes.
Okay, this has happened to me. What do I do? No, it doesn't work that way.
True.
So are you going to be sitting there sulking the entire life? No.
True.
I think it's like, be there for you. That zest for life, right? I think you need to nurture who you are and what you want and stop. I would generally say, please excuse me if you feel that I'm being too harsh. You're not going to like it when you're like, okay, husband, wife, the husband's going to be a homemaker and then you run around. You certainly want him also to contribute. And in this fast world, it's very, very important. It doesn't come from my era. So in this fast world, you have to contribute towards the child, towards everything if you want a nice family. So what makes you think that you can sit comfortably and put all the burden on the man and say that, okay, this is not happening. Okay, we don't have money. Sorry, get out there. We are all educated.
True.
Do something. You see, roadside we can see, the Italy with the, see, that amma can sit, she can beg for arms, but that woman makes that Italy party. We've seen so many of them.
Yeah.
The vendors, so when illiterates are able to stand on their own legs, why are we sitting and giving ourselves excuses?
True. Very true, very true. Absolutely agree. Yes. So, Auntie, now, now that we have discussed regarding how, as women, many of us, we give excuses for not going after what we want and all of that. I believe if there is a woman who is really, wanting to go for what she wants, but all that's lacking is that she needs a kickstart. So what kind of mindset do you think she should have? How could she cultivate that positive mindset to go for, have that zest for life, like you mentioned?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this question back to you. You're going to give me the answer.
Okay.
You are like born with a silver spoon.
Yeah.
There's like, you can take off every single day, do one country a day, all that. What made you think to get into this? What was the mindset that you had?
Okay, so personally for me, from a very young age, it's just that, I did want an identity for myself. And one more thing is that I always wanted a big identity because I've always seen a father who was overperforming. He was the overperformer in my family. So I have seen him climb multiple stages, win awards, and looking at that, I always knew I also wanted to get on stage, get an award, but I didn't know what I would do to get there, because that my dad is very overprotective. Like, out of everybody, I think my story. Very protective. Like, even for your classes, I used to come with my mom.
Yeah.
So that is how it was. So for me, it was an entirely different journey where I was living living a life that my parents created for me, and I was being a homemaker. And only when I started facing the outside world, a world where it was not my parents who were protecting me, but it was me who had to stand up for myself, I found myself in a very dark place. Like, I was not emotionally strong. I was very, I mean, you know me, you used to tell me
I
that you're
know.
very innocent, papa, like, don't do
Yeah.
that, like, you used to tell me that. So I found myself in a place where I was anxious all the time, a lot of fear, a lot of overthinking, and all of that. So, so I don't know if my journey would be, relevant here, but maybe it might be.
It is
So,
very relevant. That's the
okay.
reason that I asked you. So then
Okay,
I can share
okay,
mine.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that is when I started taking help, and I started going to various mentors. And as I started going to various mentors, the thing is, see, the mess that happens in our life will become a message someday. I truly believe in that. And this is also, I mean, this is a quote by one of my mentors.
Mm.
So today I believe in that. My dad was a person who did not allow me to go on my honeymoon with my husband. Yes, he told,
Really?
yes, really. He told me, I am not allowing you both to
Oh,
go on that honeymoon.
it's so sweet, but at the
Yes,
same time, I know that's what I'm thinking of Mahesh as well.
yes, yes,
He's
yes,
he's so protective about
yes,
Sanjana.
yes.
I seriously.
So, at least in your case, for Sanjana, there's a balance
Balance. Yeah,
where
I
you
try
are
to.
being that
Yes.
person who's pushing. But
Yeah,
my mom, my mom
I
as
know.
well. So she's like, anything in the family, it's only after my dad.
Ba-
So I went on my honeymoon with 8 people. So that was my honeymoon. And my husband also agreed, because, we were newly
He's a
married,
sweet
and, he
person.
did not have much to say. So that is how my life was. And only after I started becoming, learning about life, like, how do you become emotionally stronger? And one of my mentors, she truly pushed me. She told me that, you know what, Malika, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the jewelry, your husband can be supportive, but it is very important you create an identity for yourself. And she also did mention that the day I start working towards my identity and my finances, automatically the drama in your life will come down. Because right now you've got nothing else to focus on, you're only focusing on the problems. What this person is saying, what that person is saying, your mind is there. But the moment you start focusing on your life, your identity, your health, and your finances, the noise around, even if it exists, it will not come to your ears, because you will be focused on what's next for yourself. And that is when I started working towards my identity. And I honestly thought I'll do something small, like I'll have like 4 or 5 clients a month, and I will just do one-on-ones, and this is how I will go. This is what I thought. And but then, by God's grace, or what, I don't know, what do I call it?
Commitment.
Yes,
Commitment,
of course,
your
commitment,
drive, and
consistency.
you had this fire in you somewhere deep down inside. You
Absolutely.
always wanted to see yourself
Yes,
there, and I think universe just aligned it for you.
yes. Also, I do not give up. I mean, there's God or universe, however you want to call it, especially when you are about to go to the next level in your life. The universe just crushes you like anything. It'll just break you, break you, break you, and it'll make you question your own choices. And am I going to function well beyond this? Will I even do this well? There were moments like that in my personal life, in my career, everywhere. But the one thing I had in my mind was that I did not come this far to only come this far. So I just did not give up on myself. I was like, no, beyond this, I will go beyond this. And every time, even when that crushing happened, because I did not give up, I think I always, rose above that, and I went on to the next level. So I think it's my life put together. I don't know how do I,
You have
culminate
a
it into a few
long
words.
way to go,
Yes,
miles
yes,
to go,
absolutely.
miles to go.
Miles to go.
That
Yeah.
those are the words that keeps me going as well.
Hmm.
And when you said that every time it crushes you down, you should know there's always that still calm, very, very smooth face after the storm. So
Absolutely.
every
Yes.
time the storm comes, then it places you somewhere.
Yes.
And if
And
you're a
also,
strong
yes, yes.
person, if you're a strong person, as you said, if you're a go-getter, or you're a strong person, if you're a resilient person, Sanju tells me, Ma, you're so resilient, because I know challenges thrown. And I will sit there sitting, okay, this has happened to me. But I tell Jaya, everybody goes through anxiety, and because
True.
we are all humans, it's not given just to you, given by people around you. Or we call this word depression. I hate to say, but then that's something that people can relate to. So I'll give myself this timeline. Okay, you get to be upset for this because you should be upset.
Yes.
If I'm not going to be, acknowledging I'm upset, I won't heal.
Absolutely.
I should
I
know
so agree.
that,
Yes.
correct,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I should know something has gone wrong. Or
Yes.
if I have even a bad habit, I should agree and take the responsibility, take the accountability, thinking I've made it wrong for me to correct it.
Yes.
I'm doing everything right. My life is fine. Where is the place that you can heal?
Exactly. There's so much
Don't live
denial.
in
And so
denial.
many of my students tell this to me.
Yeah.
They'll be like, Malika, so this happened in my life. So, sometimes they come and tell me, Malika, my mom passed away a month back. And I want to feel okay. I don't like this feeling. And I don't think, that's the normal thing to do. Like you have lost somebody who is like, who's your creator. Yes. So, don't expect yourself to become normal in a month. It's okay. You need to grieve. You need to go through the trauma. The same way, anything happens in life. The one thing that, see, I think all of us have that, have that thought that, I should get back as quickly as possible. But at the same time, I think it is also okay to sit there and cry. But like you told, even I do the same. I give myself a timeline. Like, okay, for this, probably another 2 days. But after that, I should get up. I must keep going.
You feel depressed, you feel anxious, you want to sit more and more. It's okay.
Yes.
But then when you get up, okay, today is Monday, Sunday, Wednesday, I'm back.
Yes.
So that those are the things that which we feel when we face challenges from the outside family. Okay. Or the business or whatever, because you can't be sitting there constantly and thinking things will settle down for us.
True.
Though people say faith and trust, and you have to keep it low and let things fall in place, nothing is going to happen.
True.
Unless you are going to fix the pieces, you make an effort to go fix the pieces right there.
True.
But for me, my thing was right from young age, I've always felt that I'm going to be someone. I was born to make a difference. I'm talking about this thought when I was in 3rd standard.
Okay.
3rd standard. I was in school and I used to see my school pupil leader who used to hold flags. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to be the school pupil leader one day. Trust me.
Okay.
And I went and asked my class teacher, she was this class teacher, Leela miss. So, ma'am, I want to be school pupil leader. What do I do? She said, you'll have to be an all-rounder. You have to be good in academics, do dancing. I never knew dancing. I wasn't a sports person. I developed those,
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I got into everything. And all of this, then I became an all-rounder, became a school pupil leader.
Wow. Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in that very young age, I knew that, okay, you want to, you apply your mind to it, nobody can stop you. So I studied in college. So it was like, sister concerns. And out of like 250 students, I was an all-rounder. I was a school pupil leader, I was a class leader, team leader, volleyball team captain, everything. I was all of it. But I wasn't given the best outgoing student.
Okay.
Because, there were reasons. And I was very tomboyish, very notorious. So I think probably that was the reason. So Mabel Charles, ma'am, my principal, calls and tells me, Jaya, you're not getting it because you being super playful and, okay, whatever reasons that she had to give, she gave me the reason. And I go into the sister, which is Krishnamal College. And the Krishnamal College is like around 6,000 students. And I became the student union leader there because every annual day we all get together. So I wanted to become, because she sat with Miss Indira Gandhi those days, the student union leader. And I said, if you are able to sit with such prominent people, then I should get there.
Okay.
Trust me, I became student union leader. And I also got my old student association gold medal.
Wow.
And Mabel Charles ma'am was sitting there. I went down. I knelt in front of her. I said, ma'am, thank you. Because you wouldn't give me the gold medal for 250 students and I wouldn't get it. I think you actually made me do this. Thank you for pushing me this far. So from everything that doesn't happen in your life, we all should know that pushes you towards greater things.
Absolutely.
As in, if you're a stronger person. Don't be that weak person, sit and sulk, then you're going to be weak. You are the one, you're digging your own grave. So once you realize this, then you climb then
Yes.
sky is the limit, I
Yes.
think.
Yes. Also, anytime we face anything bad, like life is like pushing you down. One thing that I always remember is that, this is going to happen exactly the moment something extraordinary is going to happen. Something fabulous is on the way. The more we keep having that mindset, I think that is kind of going to help us maneuver through this situation
Okay, give
in
me
a
a high
better way.
five,
Yes.
because I'll tell you something you all should know,
Mm.
that if she's going to be this mentor, happiness coach is what you
Life
do, right?
coach. Yes.
Life coach.
Mm.
See, that is the attitude one should have. Okay, this has happened, something extraordinary, and you start
Yes.
looking forward towards
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And I know your clients and your students are the gifted ones to get a right
Oh,
person
thank
like you
you. Thank you.
to put in such a, the mass, such a big thought it is. So
Yes.
this is what even I used to feel, Raja. So
Mm.
I should talk about my life journey here.
Mm.
When I was 25 years old, I delivered my baby from 58, went up to 118 kgs. You know the history.
58 to
But for the
118 kgs.
118,
Oh.
because I had lot of complication in pregnancy.
Mm.
Placenta previa, I was bleeding, I was put on blocks, upside down, lying down.
Mm.
All
While you
that
were pregnant.
while I was pregnant.
Okay.
And I had uterus, they say, right? And I was bleeding, constant bleeding. Placenta
Oh.
previa, placenta is stuck up, right? It was stuck
Okay.
next to the opening, so I'll bleed. So
Okay.
they used to put me on blocks, legs upside down.
Mm.
So 50, and mine was negative, baby's was positive. So
Okay.
they know
Oh,
the
the blood group.
complication, the blood group.
Okay. Okay.
And the first one was like, the first baby I lost when she was like 1 month old, like 1 month, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
45 to 60 days, I lost the first baby. So this I had to be super, super careful. And I lost my eyesight.
Mm.
Because I was put on so many injections, I lost my eyesight for disciform keratitis, which is like, you look at the light like that, it'll be like 1,000 pins and needles. And it wasn't a nice journey. And for me, when you ask what pushes you through, I was there in the bed, lying down, people taking care of me, and you feel, okay, people mollycoddling, taking care of you. But then there was this point of realization where I felt, am I going to be is my life going to be this? Or what am I going to do with my life?
Mm.
What am I doing here? I need to see Sanjana grow. I need to live my life. I need to be there for Mahesh. Now, what am I going to? I think that was a turning point. What all of us do, we get very comfortable in the situation where we are in.
Comfortable with the pain as
Pain as well.
Yes.
It's like you start accepting, okay, this part. No, please don't be that.
Mm.
Because if you're going through I give this as an example. So the clock, both the pins, then one comes, one goes up. There's always ups and down,
Yes.
ups
Yes.
and down. When you're up, don't think this is going to last for
True.
life. When you're down, don't think it's going to last for life. Things change, people change, whatever happens, people forget, but it's your life.
True.
Right?
Mm.
So have that, just enjoy every moment of it. What is given to us is taken away the next minute. Tsunamis come.
Mm.
So as we were talking about, you said you might have, your mentor said you can wear jewelry, you can have
Yes.
all of that, but yeah, if money and riches can save us, why aren't all the rich people out there are alive?
Mm.
Correct.
True.
So when all of us are going to go, but when you go, like when you sit back and think, am I proud of myself?
Mm.
Have I found the purpose of my life?
Mm.
Right?
That's
so
very
I think
true.
that's the driving force for both
Yes.
of us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Though
Yes.
different era, different
Yes.
generation.
Yes.
I've become
Absolutely.
ancient. Yeah.
No. But still, what you say, it fits.
Yeah.
It's like it fits everybody.
Yeah.
And also, one more thing I believe is that any form of motivation from outside only works up to a certain degree. That too
True.
very less.
True.
No matter what, it's
True.
like a little kickstart. But beyond that, if you want to succeed in life, you need to keep self-motivating. It should come from within.
Yeah.
Like even with regards to my own, maybe say weight loss, like today, you.
Maybe I want to ask you this, okay? Actually, you should be like, I thought I should be saying that, but for me, coming, you are now in your 30s,
Yes.
right? Now, what
Very
do you
initial
think?
30s.
Your initial 30s, yeah, your initial, you look 24.
Oh.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
your initial 30s now, but you're not there. You'll be there at 40, you'll be there at 50.
Yes.
Now, what are the plans that you have to handle that 40s and 50s?
Okay. So if they want to like reinvent themselves.
Reinvent your, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
reinvent your.
So the thing is, first of all, like we already discussed, the proper mindset, because, I have women who are like 28 and 29 tell me that, Malika, I don't think so. After this, there's any scope for me to start something new and become good at it. I mean, just yesterday, I was texting a client of mine, an old client of mine, and I was asking her, how's the baking going on? And she was like, what, Malika? But if I promote, nothing is happening. And, she was saying that. So I think we should first begin with the mindset. If you want something, you will begin it. Like I and my oldest client is 74 years old. She's a 74-year-old
Mine is
woman.
76-year-old.
Wow. See?
Mrs. Anju.
Okay.
Yeah, my
Okay.
youngest is 8 years old in
Okay.
my class. Yeah.
Okay. So she's 74 years old, and the way, I mean, she does not know technology. All my classes are online, but the way she takes an effort to learn about it, like where are the recordings available, how do I access it? I mean, she's like all behind my team, and the way she takes an effort to sit through my classes and finish everything is so like inspiring for me. Like I'm a mentor here, but she inspires me. Like, can I be that woman when I become 74? Like, that's how I look at her. So if she can do it, then why can't a woman who's in her 40s and 50s go for it? If she can do it, then definitely everybody can go for that. So the first thing is having that mindset that you too can do it, because it's not too late. See, everybody is a beginner when you begin. Even I was a beginner. Like today, I can have thousands and thousands of students walking into my classes every week. But even I had like no clients at one point. When I came to you, I think at that point I had around 10 clients. So everybody begins at some point. You cannot expect yourself to begin and immediately rise up and shoot up and, get like, huge profits and, go on stages that you've always dreamt of. No, that never happens. You are going to be a beginner. So that is one thing you should know. So of course, when you begin, you might have zero clients. You might do a few projects for free just to make sure that people come to know about you. All of that is there. And beyond this, the moment you begin your journey of reinventing yourself, just write down what are the things that you might be interested in. Just jot it down. Like, I call this seeding. See, you just put the seed in, and where and how that seed will grow into a huge tree, you will have no idea.
So I say put eggs in various baskets.
Yes.
So even one falls, there's other to back you up on the Mary.
Absolutely. Find out what is it that you are interested in. And today, the one thing that is very, I would call it, that's incredible in our world, in the world that we live in, is that in this digital age, any field that you want to get into, you can literally sit at home, learn about it entirely from the comfort of your home, and even for free of cost, because there are so many people on YouTube who teach you about what you want to do. Like, I mean, of course,
various
if you want
aspects of life and various things,
yes. And but of course, if you want to go on a deeper level, you go to a proper mentor or a coach who can train you on that. But if you want a fair, like a basic knowledge, you can do it for free of cost itself, from home, just by looking at YouTube videos, of course, from people who are credible, you can do that. And once you learn about it,
underline that, credible,
yes, of course, of course, that's there. Like, not from people who are like just doing it for the sake of it. So, and once you learn, try it. Like, you have your friends, you have your family. Say, for example, you want to start a fashion label, so you're learning the basics of it. Of course, you want to do well. You really need to go to a proper mentor. Like, I wanted to start my fashion label. I went to Manish Malhotra for my studies, because he has proved himself. He's a prominent person in this industry. So you learn from somebody like that if you want to go deeper. Yes or no? But if you want to just try it out, just learn basically from a few people. You can do affordable courses. And to start with, why don't you start with your children? Or your grandchildren. My mom wanted to do that. She is now designing clothes for her grandchildren.
How nice.
So just start there. And with that itself, you will realize if you want to go into it or not. And the moment you realize, okay, this is what it is that I want to do, then you go deeper. You go to proper mentors. You go to proper coaches. Learn, get trained, and apply. The main problem is most people, they spend on programs, they do everything, but whatever is taught, do they consistently every day apply it? Like, I'm 100% sure if you just apply what you are learning every day, at least for an hour, for 90 days, I'm sure in whatever field that is, even if you are just a beginner, at the end of 90 days, I'm not
Start
saying you would
making
have become an
profits.
expert, but you
That's
would have,
something.
you would have like progressed so well, where you will figure out. See, the moment you be consistent for 90
It's like
days, yeah.
something really they can relate with. I'll say, when you're born as a baby.
Yes.
You crawl, you
Yes.
sit, you toddle, and then
Yes.
you walk, and then
Yes.
you start running.
Yes.
And you're not born 50 years. You don't come out of this. So
Yes.
so it all takes time. Everything
Absolutely.
takes time.
Absolutely.
And what makes
Absolutely.
you think, okay, even you have to build a building also takes time. So what makes you think, okay, I start and money has to pour in? No, doesn't work.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
while we were talking, I wanted to tell this person in my class. She was 72 years old.
Mm.
You said, right, when we how do you reinvent yourself? So I think talking about her here, because as you said, you had an inspiration, 74
Yes.
years old. For me, she was 72 years old, and she was diagnosed with cancer. 72 years old.
Oh.
And she was given, her daughter who came told me, like, she's given 5 months, ma'am, at the most. Okay. And the entire family used to be my clients. They all came for my course. So people who wonder what I do, I'm a fitness therapist. I've been in the field for 27 years, because we talk about
Yes.
class, and I thought I should know. And she used to travel 2.5 hours every day to come to Coimbatore, my 11 o'clock batch. And her daughter used to accompany her, and I used to ask her, why would you want to do this? You just went through chemo. Like, for people who go through chemo, my mother was, she was diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
She's in a better place now. It'll take at least 3 to 4 days for them to even start walking, that takes a hit. But she'll be there on the very second day, third. And I used to ask her, where do you find the strength? Why do you do? You know what she told me? You're coming all the way and going back. She said, I know I've neglected my health. Okay. And I ran behind the family. It was family for me, and I neglected my health. Now I'm lying there going through, and my kith and kin are taking care of me, my children. But the trauma that they are going through, I said I can relate, because I'm going through that with my mom as well. So, I don't want to be sitting them, making them feel bad. And the entire family, all the women of the family are your clients. Now, coming to you can increase my lifespan by even a single day. Why not? I don't want to be sitting there moping, feeling that I'll go away. I'm going to just do what makes me happy, because I don't have much time left. But she did, like, I think 1.5 years, and then, she had to leave the plane.
But that's still great, right? She was given 5 months.
5 months, and she did.
survived
Yeah, my
for
mother
another
was
year.
given 1 month, and she did 8.5 years. No,
Wow.
I made her write, slow, that she's healthy, she's happy, because when people get any ailments, they think that's the end of the life. No, you can sit here and we can have a tremor and we can all go. Life in this earth is just, you will go only when it's meant to be. So what makes you think, okay, I'll go away and feel sorrow and for yourself? No. So that woman was a great inspiration for me. People like them make me feel, Jaya, life is gifted. It's a gift. True. They say, past is a history, future is a mystery. Most of the people think of the mystery. Will that happen? I'll plan my future. But now is what it is. That is why they call it, it's a gift, right? That's why they call it a present.
Yes.
That wording will always keep running in my mind. So when that present is given to you, just enjoy it. Okay, now this life is a present. I believe this. God has given you this life, right? Okay, for people who don't believe in God, the universe has given you this. There's a creator, right? Yeah. Now, if I'm going to give you a gift, baby, keep this gift. Okay, well, auntie, I don't want this. You're going to throw it away. Whom do you disrespect? The giver, right? And if I'm going to go keep it somewhere safe and enjoy the gift, it is like you like the person and you acknowledge and you know that you've been given this beautiful gift.
Yes.
So this life is a gift. The creator has given it to you.
Yes.
Now, if you're going to neglect that, you will, what you sow, so shall you reap. Yes. For people who don't believe in reincarnation, you should ask yourself why you're born here. Sanju asked me this question. They're saying, I don't believe in rebirth, ma. You should have asked this, no, you're born. Why can't it happen then? So I was, so it is like it can happen again. Even if you think that you won't be born again, but what you do now, the life that you live, when you have to be actually retiring and having that, enjoying that life, that
Yes.
is when it's going to hit you.
That's true.
In matter of health,
Yes.
your character, your your finances, your everything.
Yes.
So plan and
Yes.
be that person.
Also, like while you were mentioning that, today is a gift. Like there are so many people who who think this way, that okay, like let's not worry about tomorrow. Today is a gift. So today, let me have fun. Let me drink, let me ruin my health, let me not work on my business, because today is a gift. So they utilize this same sentence for not taking responsibility. They neglect responsibility. Like, I know there are men and women who tell that, okay, why should I think about my kids future? Like, I mean, my wife is just pregnant, so today let me not worry about my finances. Like, that is also not okay, right?
That is
Like,
not okay.
and these women,
These
they
are the
come to
weak.
me and they complain.
These are the weak, pessimistic people. There are two people. Okay, one is strong, one is weak, one is negative, and one is positive. Okay, a positive, strong-minded person will exactly know what to do. They take everything very balanced. They know exactly what to do. The negative, pessimistic people are all super selfish. You understand? So being selfish, so that shows this selfishness. That's all we can say. What to say? Because I'm using it for my convenience. I'm sure you would have in your program, you hear of the narcissistic behaviors.
Yes.
So those are the type of people who care less about anyone but for them. So you
But
should
even
take
for
them into
themselves,
consideration.
there are people who, like, they party hard, they drink too much, and they say, there's no guarantee for tomorrow, so today I'll enjoy.
Okay, you're spoiling your health. Oh, you drink now, your liver is gone, your kidneys will go for a toss. You smoke, your lungs are going to go for a toss, because doing all this, you're going to fall sick.
Yeah.
So knowing that, it's like knowingly going and leaving your head into a lion's mouth. So if that's what they choose to, it's their life. But when they'll realize that, when it's too late.
That's true.
When it's too late.
That's
So
true.
why the whole idea of conversation is like, for all of us to know, just take care of yourself, take care of your finances, take care of your family before you come to that position of, oh my God, it's too late now. How do I reverse it?
That's true.